blessing, money, testimony. Go they follow, you they go.
This year, good news, giant plenty balling. Go they follow, you they go.
Everything I've been wanting, manifesting for my life. Everything you've been wanting, manifesting for your life. Everything I've been wanting, manifesting for my life. Everything you've been wanting, manifesting for your life.
Some Duke on the vibe.
This year, blessing, money, testimony. Go they follow, you they go.
This year, good news, giant plenty balling. Go they follow, you they go.
Everything I've been wanting, manifesting for my life.
Everything you've been wanting, manifesting for your life.
Even before you call, you don't answer prayer. My papa, you too shy, you don't fit for your hand. Even before you call, you don't answer prayer. My papa, you too
Hello, everyone. Hello, my loves, and welcome to another episode of Nenes Notions. You guys know what we already do on today's show. Today's show, we are going to get into, and in this whole show as a whole, we get into many topics today that is going to have us have an open mind within today's society, and also talk about topics that make us have a deeper understanding on certain things. And I'll be giving you guys my notion on it, and also you guys can give me your opinions through the comment section, or you guys can DM me throughout any of my social media and let me know how y'all feel about today's topics. So without further ado, let's get into today's notion for today. All right, y'all. So today's notion is a shock. Everyone has one. All right, y'all. So what I mean by a shock and everyone has one, it's meaning by everyone has that one moment where they learn from their experiences. They take a look back on their lives. They take a look back on their certain actions. And also they take a look back on certain things that were affecting them and seeing how their actions are affecting other people, how their actions are affecting themselves, and also how their actions can really take a toll on other people that are surrounding them and themselves. So for me, also, I say that it's also the concept of overcoming. So I just say for me, there is a lot of times where there are many people, some of my friends surrounding me be like, oh yeah, Nina, I want to do better. I want to be better. I want to grow in my maturity. I want to be willing to think outside the box. I want to be able to be better, and I just want to be able to make anew. I don't want to continue to go down this same road in the same cycle, and then people think I'm just going to continue to go down this road or think this is who I am just because I've done this or I've been this way. I just want to learn how to be better. So that's what I mean with it. Everyone has a shock. Everyone learns from certain experiences for them to be willing to look back on their lives and say, hey, I need to do better. Or so many people have a closed mind on certain things and they stay a certain way, but there's an experience or a certain thing that can shock them, that can make them look back on life. Because there are some people that do it early on in their lives, middle part of their lives, or there's even some people who even are close to even like in an ill spot or even close to death, and they finally have a certain aha moment in saying, hey, now it's time for me to be open. And there are some people who have the tools and the assets to do on the formality of what you're supposed to do in life and what that foundation that you got of like, oh yeah, this is what I'm supposed to do. But also there are people that should keep an open mind and should say, what should I do? Like that's the question. What should I do? And y'all let me know how y'all feel about this in the comment section, and tell me how y'all feel, because it's a concept on what should I do? How should I be better? What can I do something that I want? Because staying in the box of what I'm supposed to do and keeping such a closed mind can stop me from living life or going forward in the plans that God has for my life and going into that unknown of what I want to do or what I should do. Because there are people that just follow the cycle of saying, oh, hey, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is what I'm supposed to do. Da, 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 da. This is what I'm supposed to do. But what should you do? What do you want to do? And honestly, there is a saying, and I know a lot of people hear this, of like, stop living for other people and you should be willing to live for yourself. Live for yourself. Go outside the box. Know what you should do in life. And not she be willing to be like, oh yeah, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is what I'm supposed to keep it in. And it's just like, this is what I'm supposed to stay in. And this box that I'm supposed to stay in, this shell that I'm supposed to stay in. And I can't go out the side the box and be better and be willing to explore. So y'all, this goes back to versus like supposed to do and should do, goes back to, actually, I'm reading this book right now in my philosophy class. It's called The Death of Ivan Ilyich. And y'all, when I tell you that this book goes so deep, and I honestly recommend that you guys read it. This book is called The Death of Ivan Ilyich. The Death of Ivan Ilyich. I recommend you guys read this book because it hits such a deep core. And when you listen to this man's story, when you hear his story, when you read it, when you just like put yourself in his shoes, it all relates back to us of what supposed versus should, closed mind versus open, fakeness versus real. Because with Ivan Ilyich, he had, this foundation and the tools of what he was supposed to do. The life that he was supposed to have a wife, kids, a good job. He did everything that he was supposed to do and the tools and foundation of what he was supposed to do. But as he lived his life, he legit honestly didn't find happiness in his life. He found a wife. Next thing you know, him and his wife didn't love each other. They didn't like each other. They were just stuck with each other. They could care less about each other. Da, 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 da. Next thing you know, he has children. He has a total of 5. He loses 3. So now he only has a son and a daughter. So it's just like, but he centers himself around work just to keep that wall up and not face reality. And I feel like that's what a lot of us today is, that we center ourselves around one thing and keep ourselves centered around that one thing and keep the wall up so we don't have to face certain realities or certain things that we're going through in life, or not being willing to heal from some things that have been affecting us, or just to get away from life for a minute, because y'all know life be life to a T. But it's just like, there are some people that center themselves around certain things, and mainly it is work, to take themselves away from what is going on in reality. And for me, I just feel like that is so true. That goes on, and it also connects with Ivan Ilyich. He kept his mind surrounded around work, so he doesn't have to face everything that he's going through when it comes to his nagging wife, his wife that he don't love, his children that he couldn't, show any compassion for, everything of, keeping in that closed mindset of what he is supposed to do. But then finally, towards the end of his life and towards the end of the book, no spoilers, y'all, no spoilers, try not to get no spoilers, but towards the end of the book and towards the end of his life, he finally has that shock of going on and saying, is my life real? Was it fake? Who am I? How was I supposed to, like, I did everything what I was supposed to do, but yet I still feel empty. Did my life have any meaning? And those are those questions that he asked, but then finally there was one person that was giving him that willingness of being open. Yes, he was starting to be open himself and ask those questions and finally get revealed. Did my life have any meaning? Did my life really, spark any form of fulfillment? But I just feel this emptiness. But there was a person, Jerusalem, he was just working for Ivan at the end of his life, caring for him in his weak moments. But Ivan got so much from him. And there are those people in your life that can honestly trigger you, because honestly, and this is also another saying, that God places people in your life for not only for a season, but also for a reason, to teach you something and to have you look back on life. Because for me, and what I was grasping from the book, is that Jerusalem, he was very religious himself. He always told everybody, this is in God's will. Death is going to happen to everyone. Whether you like it or not, it's gonna happen. Not saying, oh yeah, you're gonna die tomorrow. No, I'm not saying that at all. But it's just like, it's the form of acceptance. And this is another thing that, I grasped on it, and this is another thing my professor hit on. And staying in that box, in that closed mindset of what he was supposed to do, and it also reflects on a lot of us in society and a lot of people today, is that staying in that box of what you're supposed to do can not only stop you from living life and see what the plans that God has for your life, but it also has an avoidance of death. And in his mind, really, that's what it was, because so many people in the book was like, oh yeah, death isn't going to happen to me. Oh yeah, I don't want to think about it. But honestly, really, it's going to happen. And I feel like staying in that closed box gives you a sense of avoidance. But now, with Ivan and going towards the end of his life, he was starting not to avoid that and come more of an acceptance. And I feel like when everybody starts straying away from avoiding certain things that are going to happen and come more of acceptance, I feel like everyone will be willing to have more of an open mind. And also not being so closed off and being like, okay, this can happen to me. And a lot of people say, like, with different traits of, like, not only with people going through financial struggles, it's gonna happen. Someone saying, oh yeah, I'm never gonna be out on the street, I'm never gonna do this, I'm never gonna be like that person, I'm never gonna be like that person. But you never know. You don't know where your life is going to turn and what future is going to hold, where you will be in that spot, and you have to live in that spot and learn from that experience, so you can be willing to be a blessing unto others and spread your testimony and say, hey, I thought I wasn't going to go through this, but I did. But I learned from it. I grew from it. And in the midst of all of it, I'm yet still standing on the plans that God has for my life, for God's will and his plans that he has for my life and going forward in my life. Because my thing is that having your experiences can help you be willing to look at life and others. Having certain experience can make you willing to look at life and others. And I wrote this down for real, is that certain experiences can be willing for you to understand and grow a deep understanding of where so many people are coming from, why so many people act the way that they act, why so many people are the way that they are. Once you be willing to grow a deep understanding, this is why I feel like this comes on the foundation of getting to know so many different people. You should get to know somebody, really, or know the way that they act or why they are the way that they are, is because it's a deeper meaning and deeper understanding behind everything and everybody. And I do say that there is a deeper meaning behind everything and everybody. Genuinely. You can just see a person and you just be like, dang, why do they act this way? What's up with him? What's up with her? Oh, there's a deeper meaning why. Get to know that person and you'll see why. And you have to go through certain experiences for you to be willing to understand. I'm not saying that people can't understand where somebody is coming from. You don't have to go through the exact same experience, but you can, shared experiences can help you develop more of an understanding of where that person is coming from. But, I just say you should get to know a person and see why they act the way that they act. It's based on the foundation and the tools that they've had. But if you be willing to just have an open mind, and that one shock can take you to have an experience of being like, oh dang, is this right? Are my actions right? Is this how I should live? Not you always lived in that box of what you're supposed to do, but is this how I should live? And I feel like, everyone should have that aha moment of being like, is this how I should live? Yeah, this is how I'm supposed to live. And what I've been given, or the foundation of what I've been saying of how I'm supposed to live. But how should I live? Take a moment and like you can have that like that moment in like a mirror or everything or anything like that or whatever you do at home and say, how should I live? What journey can I go on to discover who I am? What journey into the unknown can I discover on having my life to have purpose, meaning, have value in how I live? How can I turn my actions around to be willing to be a positive impact instead of just being negative? And also another thing that we touched on in the Death of Ivan Illich about today in class is how Ivan really did what he was supposed to do, because, and he always had like this conscience, this, this thought in the back of his head that he just went over, this conscience that was always telling him, maybe you should. What should you do? Maybe you should look at, as he continued to live throughout his life, he had that conscience of saying, hey, maybe you should look. Maybe you should, but it just went over his head. But he still stayed in the value of what you're supposed to do. Because earlier on in the book, you see that one of his brothers is the black sheep of the family. They panned him out of the failure. He was a railroad worker and things like that. But his brother went outside the box and say, what do I want to do? Because everybody's going to fail. As you go forward in life or in your journey, in your walk, everyone is going to fail. Even with me. As I go forward in my adulthood, as I go forward spiritually, mentally, physically, financially, I know that I'm going to fail. I know that I'm going to have some bumps. I know I'm going to have some bruises. I know I'm going to make some mistakes. This is just a given. I know that. And at the end of the day, I trust God throughout all of it. In every detail, I say, God, I trust you. No matter what I'm going through, I say, God, yet I trust you. But still, at the end of the day, I know that I'm going to bump and fall down, but it's all willing on how I get myself back up, how I grow, how I evolve, and how I continue to just be fulfilled in my journey, in what I'm doing, in my passion, in my determination, in my craft. As I continue to grow, I know I'm going to fail. I know I'm not going to get the role that I always want. I know I might not even get in the show that I always want. I might decline a role. I might not do one. I might not get everything that I want. But honestly, it's all about how you be willing to learn from that experience, take it, and be willing to take the steps to grow and to be better. Because just because I fell down or just because I had a bad experience doesn't make me give up. It doesn't give me that mentality of giving up. I'm never going to give up myself, and I encourage all of you out there today, never give up on yourself. Failure is going to happen. And in order for you to grow, in order for you to evolve, in order for you to be better and to learn from it and to heal, you're going to have to fail. And you shouldn't avoid failure. You should accept it because it's going to happen. Just because you fail and you fall down and you're in a low moment doesn't mean that you are a failure. You can get yourself back up. And you can be willing to say, hey, I got this. I got this. God, I may have failed. I may have failed in this one thing. I may have failed down. I may have fallen short of your glory. But hey, here's my step. Here's my steps to get back up. Guide me on my steps to get back up, so I can continue to move on. And like I say all the time, I'm always going to use the gift that God has given me to be a blessing unto others. And it's just that I have made mistakes. I have messed up. And guess what? I'm going to continue to do that. I'm going to continue to do that. I am 19 going on 20 next week. And I am still in the beginning stages of my adulthood and growing. And even in the beginning stages, I've still learned a lot on what I need to do and the willingness of me growing. But also, in you keeping an open mind, you have to be willing to keep one. Be willing to keep an open mind. Because if you're not willing, you're going to see all this stuff of you just being like, oh yeah, boop, I fall down. And I'm just going to stay in this place where I'm at. I'm just going to stay in this place where I'm at and not be moved and not be shaken. Honestly, lovely, I'm going to say this. Don't stay in that place. Be willing to have an open mind. Because when you're willing, you can find out that question of what should I do. In your journey of the unknown, through the futures that we all don't know what it has. Only God knows what futures that we hold. But it's just like, in order for you have to be willing to be open. And in order for you to be open, you have to be willing to accept instead of having a sense of avoidance. Having certain experiences can help you to be willing to look at life and others. Not just only in, the way that you would look at it, but it also be willing for you to get to know other people, grow a deep understanding, and just be willing to find out who you are. And at the end of the day, there's sometimes where you might not even know. Shoot, sometimes I didn't even know. But it's all willing on, me growing in my confidence and me knowing who I am, me loving myself, me finding self-validation in myself and saying, hey, this is who I am. And I love the way that I am. And I accept the way that God made me. And I'm always going to be the person that God made me. Yes, I'm a mess. I'm going to mess up. But guess what? I still keep God first and I push forward in everything that I do. So y'all, I just encourage everyone today. And also keep an open mind on this. A shock can happen to all of us. And you can be willing to learn from your experiences and get away from the form of avoidance and go more to acceptance. Take a look back on your life and see how your actions can affect yourself and others. Be willing to overcome. Be willing to be better. Be willing to mature and saying, hey, I got this. In the midst of all of it, I'm yet still standing. So when you grow and when you mature, and when you show people, when you show yourself and have that self-validation in yourself and growing that self-esteem and your self-confidence and saying, hey, I got this, you can be a blessing unto others. You can use the gift that God has given you to be a blessing unto others. And you can show so many people, hey, I was once in your spot. But guess what? Here's how I overcame. And you can be willing to help so many different people, be willing to grow, to evolve, to heal. And this is why, you guys, we have to come together as one. Love one another. No matter what your race, ethnicity, religion, sexuality, it doesn't matter. Be willing to come together, be as one, be a blessing unto others, and to help us grow. Because guess what? It doesn't matter what age you are. We all have to be willing to grow. And guess what? No matter what age you are, you need to grow in any aspect. Get away from avoidance and go more to acceptance. A shock. Everyone has one. All right, y'all. Well, that's my notion for today. Like I said, let me know how y'all feel in this one. And that is my notion for this part of my show. All right, y'all. So now we are about to go into top 3 with your girl Nene. All right, y'all. So now I'm about to tell you my top 3 picks on what new movies that are about to hit theaters as of soon, and that I am very, very, very excited about. And also, I looked at the trailers and I was like, valid. All right, y'all. So the very first one is Ghostbusters or Frozen Empire. All right, y'all. So if y'all know about the whole, Ghostbusters franchise. Everybody loves Ghostbusters. Everybody knows about the Ghostbusters franchise, and everybody knows, about many renditions that they done of Ghostbusters back in the day. And also, y'all know now, and there was a female Ghostbusters, and honestly, everybody was saying, they had different feelings about the female Ghostbusters, but hey, I loved it. Don't come for me, y'all. Don't come for me, y'all. I loved it. I just loved it. But then, they did another Ghostbusters, another Ghostbusters like rendition of, basically, one of the Ghostbusters, his granddaughter basically is discovering the unknown. They fight ghosts, and it's and basically they're fighting ghosts, trying to discover more things that are tying to, hey, this is what we're going forward into. This is what we're doing, and more ghosts are coming to bust the town. But eventually they handle that, and they do what they got to do. So basically the OG crew is coming back. So the OG Ghostbusters, they're coming back. And that movie was Ghostbusters The Afterlife. Yeah, if you haven't seen Ghostbusters The Afterlife, I highly recommend y'all watch that too. It was really good. So so it's Ghostbusters The Afterlife, and now this new Ghostbusters that's about to come out is Ghostbusters the Frozen Empire. So basically, and just based off of the trailer, and it's showing like now in New York City, and y'all, so much happening in New York. New York is a target town, y'all. New York is a target town in so many movies of like something bad happened. Not just only with Ghostbusters, but I noticed it. Like, I'm a Marvel nerd. If you guys must know, I'm a very Marvel nerd, a big Marvel nerd. And yo, and then I just say this. I'm just like, dude. I'm telling you right now, so much happens in New York. But something else happening in New York where it's now becoming frozen. People are getting frozen to death in the trailer, and I was like, whoa. Because for me, I can base if a movie is going to be good or not based on the trailer. I can say it not. I can say it is. I can say it is or if it isn't. And I would say, yeah, this movie. Agreed. I feel like it would be very, 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 very good. So it's starting to come out. It's going to be coming out soon. Honestly. And I really and highly recommend y'all take a peek at the trailer. Take a peek at the trailer because I genuinely feel like that this is about to be a good movie, and it comes out March 22nd, 2024. So mark that on your calendars. March 2nd, 2024. Check that movie out. I'll be going to go see it because Ghostbusters: The Frozen Empire. I looked at the trailer. I was like, okay, this is gonna be good in my eyes. All right, so my next pick, Despicable Me 4. Oh my gosh, I am a fan of Despicable Me from the first to the second to Minions. I think it's hilarious. I'm a big animation nerd too. I'm a big kid at heart. This is the way that God made me. Don't judge. And I'm such a big kid, and I love Despicable Me. I love the franchise. I love basically everything as a whole when it comes to Despicable Me. And now they're doing a fourth one, and I peeped the trailer, and y'all, now Gru, he has a little mini me of himself. He has a son, but his son is like, he's at a baby, and he's like, you're not my favorite. Mom is. So it's kind of going to be a power struggle with Gru finally has his son, but his son is more of a mama's boy than him. But now Gru is going to, in this new adventure, based on the trailer, this new adventure of, now one of a notorious villain coming back to, seek his revenge. Now his whole family has to go to a safe house and everything like that. So, it's a lot going on there. So I highly recommend. And Despicable Me 4 comes out July 3rd, 2024. Y'all check that out. I feel like it would be an amazing thing. And honestly, like based on the trailer, I said it would be amazing too. So saving my tickets. And the last pick that I'm going to go in for today, and like I said, I am a Marvel nerd. And it is, and honestly, me and my cousin are actually pumped to see this movie as well. And it is Deadpool and Wolverine. Y'all, I am so excited to see this movie, genuinely, because I'm just like, oh, hold up, not only Hugh Jackman, he's coming back in a Wolverine, because he stopped Wolverine. The last Wolverine movie that he did was Logan, and y'all, if y'all know Logan was amazing. So like, that was the last Wolverine movie that he did. So now he's coming back into Wolverine, and then we got Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. We love him, we stand with him. So y'all, hey, I'm definitely, and this one comes out July 26, 2024. So I'm all for it. I'm pumped and I'm ready. I'm ready, y'all, to see all these movies. I'm getting my tickets to go, and I highly recommend y'all go too, because I know me and my cousin about to hit the theaters to go see Deadpool. So y'all go see all three of these movies. And yeah, those are my top 3 picks for today. My top 3 picks with your girl Nene. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me at my second episode of Nene's Notions. Make sure you guys go to my personal Instagram and go follow me at Nene the Leap Year Baby. Make sure you guys go follow me on my Facebook. It's just at Nina Smith, NENASMITH. Make sure you guys look me up on there, and then go follow my podcast. My podcast Instagram is at Nene's Notions Podcast. Make sure you guys go on there, show me some love, DM me, tell me your opinion on today's show. Let me know what opinions and more open minds that you have on this show, and let me know. I want to give a big huge shout out to the humanities department. Thank you so much, the humanities department at PDCC. Thank you so much for letting me go forward in this platform, in my passion, me being willing to talk and keep an open mind on many different topics that I feel that go on in society today. And we be willing to have a conversation, y'all. We willing on the talk to you, girl. Let me know. So big shout out to humanities department. Big shout out to you, Bobby. Love you very much, always. And you guys, yeah. So you guys have a blessed day, and I will be seeing you guys next Tuesday for another episode of Nene's Notions. Bye, my loves.
Everything I've been wanting, money.
some Duke on the vibe.